Well, I think the bank is potentially quite rosy assessments of the UK economy's economic prospects. We largely agree with those. That growth rate of 3.4% this year does seem very strong. I think there's some powerful factors driving the recovery at the moment, and whilst we did express some concerns that so far the recovery has been mainly driven by the consumer, I think we'll start to see investment and export pick up this year, and the recovery really broaden out.
If you sat through, you were there earlier at the Governor's press conference, one of the things you mentioned a lot, moving away from unemployment as a trigger for interest rate rises, he kept talking about spare capacity in the economy. He wanted this spare capacity, maybe is that sort of unused factory space, people looking for work, that sort of thing, to be an important factor now when he thinks about rising rates. What do you mean by spare capacity, and how important is that?
Well, spare capacity is quite a hard thing to measure and to define. It's not like inflation or output, and that's very clear to measure. But rather, spare capacity is a measure of the amount of idle resources in the economy that could potentially be put to use without causing inflation to take off. So, for example, there's plenty of spare capacity at the moment still in the labour market, although the unemployment rate has fallen quite a lot. There's still many workers who want to try and find work, and people in jobs at the moment who'd like to work longer hours. And when you've got lots of spare capacity in the economy, firms find it very hard to raise prices because other firms can compete quite easily with them and put underutilised resources to work. And so as long as there's a lot of spare capacity in the economy, inflationary pressures should remain very low. Given that the bank ultimately is charged with trying to get inflation to the 2% level, if inflation is very low, then it's unlikely to raise interest rates anytime soon.
Now, asking everybody this question today, back in August when we first heard the forward guidance of unemployment falling to 7%, people were thinking interest rates would stay as low as 0.5%, so maybe up to 2016. After hearing Mark Carney today, when do you think we're going to see now the next interest rate rise?
Well, we have changed our view over the last couple of months. We still think that the bank can hold off and keep interest rates on hold until perhaps the end of next year. Financial markets seem to have a different point of view. At the moment, they think interest rates could rise at the start of next year, so only a year or so from now. But I think that there is considerable spare capacity in the economy, and inflation does look like it's going to be very weak this year, perhaps the lowest it's been since 2004. I think given that environment, it's very unlikely that we'll see bank rate rise anytime soon, and they can postpone that rate hike until the end of next year.
Thank you. That's Samuel Toombs from Capital Economics. So, Mark Carney thinking, given a hint today that there'll be a gradual rise to 2%, maybe by 2017, but perhaps not a rise, just kicking it off over the year or so yet.
All right, Sean, thank you very much. Well, let's get a full weather forecast now. Chris Walters in the BBC Weather Centre. Hello, Chris.
Hi, Sam. Well, it's still incredibly windy outside, that's for sure, with the strongest winds buffeting the north of Wales. Now, in the hour up to 4 o'clock, we had a wind gust in Aberdaron on the Clem Peninsula of northwest Wales of 108 miles an hour. Incredible wind speed. But last hour, well, the winds have come down a little bit, down to 103 miles an hour. So, it could well be that the storm has just peaked. That's not to say there's not going to be further strong winds. There certainly will be. Hurricane force winds continue to batter the northwest of Wales, and those strong winds are going to surge into the coast of northwest England as we head through this evening. So, areas particularly at risk, coastal and hill parts of Cumbria, and the same too across the northwest of Lancashire. That's where the next surge of strong winds will be heading. The wind gusts on the coast here could reach around 80 to 85 miles an hour, so very, very windy. Transport is likely to be affected because these power supply issues as well. Aside from the really strong winds, we've got heavy rain around us affecting Northern Ireland to the north of Wales, northern England and Scotland. Over the hills, that's falling as snow, even down to low levels in Scotland at the moment across the north and east. So that's an additional hazard you might face as you head through the next few hours. And overnight, the strongest winds will ease, and generally by the time we get to the morning, we'll be looking at a risk of ice to start the day. Could be some snow around as well, mainly over the hills, but even across the south of England, because there's a little bit of snowfall on the ground, but 300 metres altitude to start the day. Then Thursday was a blustering kind of day, a day of sunshine and showers. The showers merging together at times across northwest England, Northern Ireland, and the northwest of Scotland. So it could be quite wet in these areas. It'll snow again, but in between the showers elsewhere, we are looking at some sunny spots. The colder feeling day, temperatures will put around 8 degrees. That's the weather.
Thank you very much, Chris. It's 5:32.
Hello, Stefan, alright, mate?
Hello, Patrick. How are you?
Yeah, fine, thanks, fine.
What's all the text in the morning?
It's probably gonna be, I'm gonna make an early start. So,